Sorry, I'm trying to pin the. Oh. You think I would know how to do this because I do it all the time? Drew's World, what's going on? S. Marie, what's going on? Mr. Noir Haven. Sorry, I'm eating Tums because I have really bad heartburn. So forgive me. Kinks with Kiki, my darling. Addicted to Romance, my darling. Oh, everybody's here. That's so nice. Hi. I'm like super close in the camera. Sorry. Okay. So I guess we're just waiting for the guys to join us. Greetings, everyone. I hope everyone is awesome. Happy Wednesday. Slim, Mr. L, what's going in? Oh my goodness me, this is happening so quickly. Hey, Casey, what's up? Okay, let's. So, don't watch here. So I took Ambition today. Now I have to tell you a life story. And I went to go buy, not to buy, I went to wash my truck by myself, which I don't normally do. And when you have long nails, probably not the best thing to do.
Just a little bit.
So I washed my truck today, and as you can see, I broke my pinky nail. I hear noise in somebody's background. What's going on?
My bad. I'm poolside. That's me. That's on me. I'm poolside outside right now.
I'm poolside.
Oh, whoa. Let's relax here, because I was about to say, one, you look amazing in the red hair. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I was just like, look at you out here looking beautiful with the curls popping and everything. That was the first thing when I first logged on and I saw like just you on here. I was like, look at her looking all cute and beautiful with the curls popping in the red.
Nice but and guys, I got some dress up for my guys. How you need?
And here it go. Oh my God, I hear people in the background. There's so much noise. Oh, Mr. L, get your shit together.
Hey, Val.
What's going on, everyone? Good evening.
What's up?
Okay, so, Mr. L.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we having a conversation with the people in the background?
No, I'm about to move inside the pool house.
Sorry, inside the pool house? What are you, Carlton? Will? What's going on?
Apartment complex, sweetheart. This is not my pool house. I don't want to give anybody false hope. Thinking Mr. L out here baking like that.
Come pay you a visit? You got a pool house. What's going on?
The podcast has not taken off like that yet.
We're going to be making moves. Don't worry, it's coming.
Oh, yeah,
I give
definitely.
It
yeah, I don't know if you heard the yet part in there.
Yeah. I like the yet. The yet is hopeful. The yet is good. I gotta make sure I don't have a slippage.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, y'all give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna be inside.
No, I know. How is everyone? Slim, you're so quiet. What's going on?
I'm chilling. I'm trying to wait for them to quiet down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Y'all hear me okay?
No, turn up your volume.
A little better?
A little, not really, no.
Okay, no problem. Here's what I can do.
Up. Mr. L, for a hot minute, I thought like your shirt was your skin because it kind of like blends in.
I'm not that red, AJ. I'm not that red.
You're a little bit red, though. It's all right, though. We love you. We got all the complexions happening here. We got a nice montage of the melanins. The melanated toasters. We got the chocolates. We got I'm somewhere in between, and then we got the red bone. All right, we got a nice blend on it. Okay. Didn't you just go inside? You're back outside again, sir?
I had to come grab a chair real quick.
Okay.
I didn't think y'all were gonna be able to hear all the people in the background. I thought I was far.
Yeah, they're louder than you.
That's all we heard. When AJ was
that's
telling
really
the story about her nail. That's all we heard.
Dang. All right. Well, then, yeah. My apologies. Hey, would it be the three guys and a girl live if I didn't have some type of difficulty before we started?
You wouldn't be you. You wouldn't be you if it wasn't sprinkled with something.
All right, cool. Cup of squat right here.
You comfortable?
I'm good.
Yo, you look from prison, yo. I swear to God.
The prison background? From the pool yard to the prison house.
Word.
Nah, man, we just chilling in the hallway.
Okay. How are you all doing? How's everybody this evening?
Good. I'm chilling, man. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Mr. Val, you're so quiet today. What go on?
You know, I'm ready for the conversation. It's been a long. It might have been a long day. It's been a long day, but we here. I was very excited about this all week. If you guys
Okay.
couldn't tell,
Good.
so I'm ready.
And you know how I like to, normally I don't give you the guys the questions up front so that, we have an in-the-moment conversation. The last time it was a little bit different just because some things could have been triggering. I don't think that too many things are going to be triggering the list, but I come with some fire with the questions. So, we're good. And
Cool.
Mr. L, you're good.
Man.
Congratulations on wrapping up things, celebrations, and are in order, at least for a week.
Oh, for myself?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. I thought we were talking about Slim and finishing up school on Sunday. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Because Slim doesn't let me know stuff because he doesn't want me to know anything. So congratulations, Mr. Slim.
It's not that.
Hey, Slim, you did say it on the podcast, though, right?
Yeah.
I just making sure that, if you listen to the most recent episode from the Modern Style podcast.
Oh, okay, so that's how we're doing me? That's how I have to get information? I have to listen to
I
the
love
most.
you.
It's all right. No, it's okay. It's okay, though. I see how it is. Not because I have breasts means you have to do me so. Like, I'm one of the guys. Treat me fairly, please. Thanks.
All right, now, AJ, you know me. I'm going to treat you. I'm going to treat everybody else then.
See, the thing is, I can manage. I can handle it.
And that's why.
Okay, stop all that.
Challenge accepted.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone who is here for the live greetings and welcome. This, of course, is Three Guys and a Girl with myself, AJ Badass Jones. We got my man, Slim Face Scheming, to my right. Just below, we have Val, our resident dating and relationship advisor, Dating Gen YC, and of course, Mr. L from the Mind of Mr. L podcast. I don't know if you guys want to do like a personal intro, let people know who you are, where they can find you, or we just get right into it. You let me know.
We can get right into it. Okay.
It
took a lot of time.
So I'm going to read a short blurb. So of course today, in the last get together that we had, we talked about toxic masculinity versus male vulnerability. It was a great conversation. So this week we're talking about toxic women and their impact on good men. So I'm going to read a blurb really quickly, and then I'm going to jump in with the question. So toxic femininity is when women use their gender to obtain certain privileges. It's when noxious, indirect modes of confrontation are masked with gentleness. It's when empathy turns to ethical short-sightedness. Just like toxic masculinity, toxic femininity is the product of a deeply patriarchal society and systems, and thus requires greater examination. Toxic femininity occurs when women use society's feminine stereotypes to their advantage, and it occurs when women wrap barbs and insults in veiled kindness and empathy. It can take even darker consequences, like when a woman falsely accuses a man of physical abuse in order to gain custody of their child. Okay, just to give you a little bit of background. So, my very first question, is there such a thing? Do you really believe that there's such a thing as toxic femininity? Or is it the attitudes of women because we've been unjustly and unfairly treated sort of throughout history by men on a whole?
Yes, there is such a thing.
So,
I'll start with the first one. I'm just going to give a simple yes. Yes, there is such thing as toxic femininity.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it? Short answer?
Well, I figure we're going to get into it a little bit as we continue to go. So I just wanted to,
no, we're getting into it right now. We're getting into it right now. Okay, so let me ask you then. You're saying yes that there is, but what to you personally do you deem to be toxic femininity?
Okay, I'll go first.
You said yeah.
Wow. There's, I can't give a definition. You just read the definition. I agree with the definition 100%.
Listen. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, okay.
He's absolutely right. There's absolutely 100% female toxic shit. All right.
Turn your volume up, Slim.
I don't know how to do that. Let me do this. Hold on.
Okay. In the meantime, Mr. L, you were saying.
So what I was saying was, oh, Slim's back. I'll let Slim go ahead and finish his
All right,
statement
listen.
because his thought.
All I'm saying is, I believe 100% there is female toxic, that shit.
Toxicity.
Because yes, because I think we see it in the movies, we see it in society. Females see it in sexuality. You know what I'm saying? Like females use at this for every time a female says, "Yeah, I want to be independent," blah blah blah, this that and the third. I feel like out the other side of their mouth, there's also an expectation where their gender plays a role into it. You know what I'm saying? Plays a role into the way the expectation.
You have to come closer to your mic. You're completely muffled.
Okay, hold on. I mean, I don't know. Not
I
doing
know it's weird because I'm like right in your face, but like that distance to your mic is great because when you're back from it, you sound muffled and what you're saying is getting lost.
Okay, so I'll stay this close. All I'm saying is that I believe that's 100% true. I believe that females use their gender, their sexuality on both ends of the spectrum. I believe on one end, females tend to, they claim they want independence. I feel like, they want to be treated a certain way. But at the same time, females, will use their body. I've heard females say they use their body and their sexuality to get out of tickets and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to
I'm making the face because I didn't really hear most of what you said. I heard women using their body as a weapon against men or their sexuality or sex.
Yes. I feel
Okay.
like not sex specifically, but the sexuality. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean.
Explain to me what that means that they use their sexuality. Because their sexuality is female, so how do they use that against men?
When I say sexuality, I mean like their perception of like, for instance, a female may say, I've heard females say, yeah, independence, I want to be independent, I can do things for myself, you know what I'm saying? I don't need a man for this, I don't need a man for that. But at the same time, say, hey, I expect a man to do this, that, and third for me. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like those are two contradicting ideas.
I love you so much. I missed half of what you said because of the volume, honestly.
Can
Do me a favor.
you hear me?
Log off and come back.
Okay.
Let's just see if that works.
Okay.
Because I don't want what you're saying to get missed. I think it's important what you're saying. I just don't want it to get missed in the muffle. So just try coming out and then coming back in.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. L, in the meantime.
Yes.
So the reason why I believe it is, it's not the same as Slim's. I can hear Slim, but it's not the same as his.
Okay.
Mine is because I just think there's toxic in everyone. It is levels to it. But I do believe just like there's good and evil in everyone, there's toxic and whatever the opposite of toxic would be in everyone. And I've had it myself. So one of the things that I could think of, AJ, when we first started talking about this, and I've talked to a few of my friends who are women, it's kind of like the double standard type thing.
Right.
Like say if now I know that black men are usually, especially black men, they're usually at the root of this when it comes to tearing down a black woman to uplift say like a light-skinned woman or a woman of another, complexion or race. But in actuality, women do it too as well, where, one of the reasons why light-skinned guys, especially for not myself, but I do see it. Really, you can say what you want to about me based on my skin complexion, height, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I know how to brush things off, but they do say, make homosexual jokes, towards light-skinned men.
Yes.
To me, that is very toxic. When I see a woman has an issue with a man saying that he prefers a lighter-skinned woman, which I get because there are generational things that do back this, based off of, going back to slavery and interracial relationships and whatnot. But when I see a woman saying that she has an issue with a man saying that he prefers, light-skinned women, this, that, or other, not in a tearing down a black woman type way, but then the same woman turns around and say, oh, yo, I don't want anything but a chocolate brother, tall, this, that, or other, because a light-skinned brother is this X, Y, and Z as well. To me, that is very toxic. The double standard that we hold towards men with that, we don't really hold towards women as the same.
Okay. Val?
Me, honestly, Mr. L, that's what I was gonna say. The biggest thing is my example would have been the skin color, because we know that there are women, and it's on my timeline and everything as well. Like women are saying that men prefer light skinned women. You know, that's like what we like. You know, all that stuff or whatever. We would choose them over a black queen. You know what I mean? But the thing is, women do it as well. You know, so it's legit, just like Mr. L said. That's exactly how I feel. Like, it is a double standard. It does happen. It's just not spoken about like that. It's not brought to the limelight. It's not as popular as when men do it. You know what I mean? Like, when men does it, it's everywhere. You know, you hear about it. You know, but when you hear women talk about that stuff, you don't hear about it like that. You really don't. So, yeah, I really don't. I don't. Oh, Mr. Slim's back. Okay,
Yes,
can we hear
hopefully.
you?
Hopefully. Can you hear me any better?
Yes,
Much
Okay.
better.
I think so.
All right.
Okay.
I think I
I'm
had to
just
take the
gonna
case off
finish
my.
real quick. Just
Okay.
legit, everything that Mr. L said, I really do agree with. I don't want to repeat everything, but yeah.
And I wanted to also just piggyback, like that's not the only level. There are other things that women do, just like manipulating. Uh, there are women who do manipulate certain situations to make you feel as though you did something where you really didn't, or to see it in their aspect. Just the same way that men manipulate. I just think that there's, like I said, the same way that a man is toxic, a woman can be toxic in the same. Like, I've had women straight up tell me, hey, I am toxic. You do not want to mess with me. I feel this way. I might use you for X, Y, and Z.
Really?
Oh yes, definitely. I've
Straight
had
out like that?
hmm?
Just straight out like that?
Oh, definitely. I've had a woman who I was interested in pursuing before. And like one time she told me that she was in love with somebody else, so therefore, she couldn't do it. Although that person didn't want her, she still couldn't get over the fact that she was in love with this dude. So she couldn't go any further than anything. And then she switched it and basically was like, yo, I really want to have sex with you. I want to do this with you. But I could tell the whole time, like, this is
Yeah.
like you're feeling some type of way. Something happened, whatever. And then eventually it came full circle where she was like, yeah, I realized I can't do it because, I just wanted to use you for sex or this, that, or other. I'm not saying that I was against it, but still, like, it shows a part of that toxic culture.
Okay.
A good example.
Slim.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, come with it again.
Yes. I don't forgot my whole point, obviously, at this point. I
You
don't tell you
said
what to
women weaponize their sexuality, and I was asking you to further explain to everyone what that means when you say that they weaponize their sexuality. Because their sexuality is female, so how do they weaponize being a woman? You want to come back to it?
Yeah.
I can come back to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on. Okay, so based off of what Mr. Ellen Val has said, okay? So if we go with the premise that women act the way that they act because historically we've been under a man's thumb, we've been undervalued, we've been underappreciated, we've been under everything, should women be given a pass for their behaviors and toxic attitudes based on historically them never having really the upper hand? So, for example, if a woman cheats on her man, should she be given a pass? If a woman is verbally or physically abusive, should she be given a pass because historically she's never really had a chance to be her full self? Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
It makes
Okay.
sense. I'll take this one first.
Okay.
Hell the fuck no. Excuse my language. I don't know if this
You're
is
so
a family
aggressive. Like,
this is
it's
a family
fine.
show or not.
Okay.
And this is something that I would say to a man as well. Just because of the past history, that doesn't directly affect me. Something that I've done to you, it doesn't give you the right to go out and do this or act a certain way towards me. If I didn't cause any of this towards you, but you feel as though because women in the past have had to deal with this, have to deal with that. Now, there are like, some things where we can discuss and be like, well, all right, maybe in your past relationship, you weren't used to being able to express yourself and do this, cool, I'll give you the opportunity to do that. But because women have been, under a man's thumb in the, throughout history and whatnot, that doesn't fall on what, I'll just use myself as an example. Mr. L has to do with how you feel about that. You can express that to me, cool, then we can have a conversation about it, talk about it, because ultimately I want you to feel comfortable with it. But you're not going to sit here, talk to me any kind of way. You're not going to cheat
Right.
on me because you're used to your dad or your uncles or whoever that you've seen in
Right.
the past cheat. So you're going to use me as the get back, kind of to even the score, even the odds. No.
Okay. Fair.
I'll go next. So my thing is with this, if the individual understands and knows the historical past about this, then I would hope that they would see it as an opportunity for growth. Because if they were in that mindset of just doing whatever when they were under the band stem and all that stuff, whatever, that tells me that there's no growth. You're still living in the past. You know what I mean? Um, I would hope that they take that history and they change it. They do something about it. Let it start with them. It doesn't matter what's going on around them or anything like that. Like, you're your own person. You're your own woman. So it's like you need to stand up for yourself and be the woman that you want to be. Past is the past. You know what I mean? We're not erasing it. We're acknowledging it. We understand what happened. Let's change that. I feel like that's supposed to be what the mindset is, as opposed to, well, I've always been under a man's thumb anyway, so now it's my time to get back. Like,
Right.
no, we're grown. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be growing, maturing, getting better. I think that would be a whole bunch of steps backwards.
Okay. Slim.
Yeah, I definitely agree with both of these gentlemen. I agree with Mr. L in the sense that, I'm not, I don't, I don't treat you like that. You know what I'm saying? So don't make me bear that burden. You know what I'm saying? That women experience. You know what I'm saying? Because you never see me express that actions. That's not fair to me. And especially if I'm with you, I really, we're equal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and then to Val's point, I think it is a sign of immaturity and character. I think it's going backwards in a sense. If you think, oh well, it's my turn now because when females want to come up or whatever the case may be, I'm inspired, differently now. So I think you guys are both right. It's no excuse.
Okay. Would you mistrust a woman that doesn't have female friends? Would you mistrust a woman that says, I don't get along with other women? I only have guy friends? Like, me and them don't do like, those are like my guys. But would you mistrust a woman who doesn't get along with other women?
I'm not gonna say I would mistrust her, but I would definitely ask her about it. Like I think that's strange to me. I've always thought that was strange when women say I don't get along with other women. You know what I mean? I don't. I mean, I guess I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I really don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys have that in common. So you guys should be uplifted, just like we got to uplift our kings. Like y'all should uplift. You know what I mean? Uplift yourselves as well. Like I don't understand that, but I don't. It makes me raise an eyebrow. Yes.
Okay.
So the thing is, well, she got there before I did.
I did real
That's
tea out of
exactly my
my
wife.
penis.
That's her.
It's okay.
um,
We still love you, baby. Don't worry.
So my thing is being a naturally curious. And if I notice something like that, I ask questions, respectfully, of course, because there's things that happen that they might not be ready to disclose. They might not be ready to talk about or anything of that nature. You know what I mean? So I would ask to see, yo, I see you always hanging out with dudes. No problem with that. I get you. But you have any girlfriends? Like, what? It seems like you'd rather hang out with dudes. Why?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some women don't like that line of questioning, and I completely understand that. Makes sense. I get it. But at the same time, with understanding where it's coming from, like why the question is being asked in the first place, I think it's appropriate as long as it's delivered in the right sense. You know what I mean? And again, just quick example. My wife was that. Like, she barely had any girlfriends at all. All she had was male friends, and I'm just like, why? Why is that? It didn't scare me away. I didn't
Right.
think that there was something like off or wrong or anything like that. I noticed it and I just asked about it. And she told me that she gets along better with men as opposed to women, because of stuff that's been happened to her in the past. You know what I mean? So it definitely opened up my mind. It opened up my world to think a little bit differently because I was on the same line as Slim Process. I was there. But once I continued learning and obviously through college after I got my master's as well, I'm just like, damn, there's way more reasons, I need to step out of my box and continue asking these questions so I can continue to understand.
I got a question though for you, Val.
Okay.
Being who I know your best friend is, who your best friend is, how'd your wife partake to that? You know what I'm saying? How did your wife react to your best friend being your ex?
Gotcha. I like that question. So at first, she was just like, who is this? So she was curious. She was very respectful. And I respect her for that. She was very respectful. But at first, she did look at her with a side eye. Because she
Yeah,
was like,
that's understandable.
she came to me and she was just like, okay, guy, female best friend, ex. You know what I mean? Like what
Yeah.
people typically think. But the thing was, I kept saying that if you guys talked, you guys would get along. And they both looked at me like I was crazy. And I was just like, no, like I can see it. If you guys
Yeah.
really gave y'all a chance to talk and all that stuff, whatever, y'all would get along. So now I'm jealous of their relationship because they're close. So, yeah, no, I appreciate that question. And I'm glad I got to answer that because I want to take the stigma away from just because a guy got a girl best friend that's an ex doesn't mean like some funny business is going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thank you for that question.
No problem, man.
Mr. L, what are your thoughts on? Is it strange for you when a woman doesn't have female friends?
Yes and no, because it depends. If she has absolutely none, then that to me just raises the eyebrow, especially if we're dating, because it shows that something's going on there with between you and other women. I get it. I get along with women way easier than I do with men.
Right.
Just because I know how men are. Sometimes I don't like men. It's just like y'all get on my nerves. Like men ain't shit sometimes, and I understand that. But it raises because I'm like, all right, what's going on here that you can't get along with like any other woman at all? So it just raises my eyebrow a little bit, like Slim said. But then does it bother me? No, because like I've been on that other end as well, where majority of I have two guys who I consider best friends, who are like outside of family best friends, and then I have associates. Of course I got Slim and Val, where we're still getting to know each other. But like outside of that, everybody is kind of kept just a little bit at bay, But then I have women who are in my life who are really close friends of mine. And so I get it, sometimes it's easier to get along with the opposite sex because you as that same sex, you know how your sex is. It's like, I know how men are. She may know how women are. And because of that, she doesn't rock with them. But if you don't have at least two, friends who are women, not saying they have to be close, but that you can't get along with, because then it tells me like, okay, my friends who are women, if I bring them around, you're not going to get along with them.
So just quickly, anyone who's just joined the chat now, greetings, welcome. It's sometimes difficult for us to get to all the responses and comments that are in the comment section just because of the nature and the flow of the conversation. So please don't think that we're ignoring you. We aren't in any way, shape, or form. It just makes it difficult sometimes to go back and scroll up. If there is something that you would like for us to read, or if there is a question that you do have, please use the question box below. Slim, point your finger downwards. Right? Yeah, right there. Man, you know what I thought about? If that's how you like gently, Slim, gently.
I mean,
come up a little bit, Slim. Slim, come up a little bit. I got you, bro. I got you.
A
Come
little
up.
higher.
All right, bring it back. Bring it back away from the camera.
A little higher.
Bring it back. There we go.
Over
Right
now.
there.
Over. Right there. No, right there. Okay, regardless. The question box is below. Really?
I don't know where I'm at. I'm in the top of y'all screen right now, so.
Okay. Okay, you're at the bottom of our. Anyhow, so the question box at the bottom, it's like a little bubble that has a question mark in it. If there's anything that you want to say, a comment that you'd like us to read, any question that you have, put it there and we'll get to it. Otherwise, it's just difficult to get through the scrolling. Just wanted to say that really quickly. Okay, so
Also, just to piggyback on that, AJ.
Yeah.
for some reason my comments aren't coming through. Like they
Yours came
just
up through on
stop.
mine.
What do you
No,
mean?
I'm just like I don't see anybody else's. The last comment I have is from Nor_Haven, where it was probably about 15 minutes ago. So it's like my
Okay.
comments aren't coming through, so I don't see anybody's comments.
Val, do you see them? I see
I see him.
everything.
I see.
I see
Okay.
everything.
Cool.
Okay.
Everybody.
They're there. Like, I know that there are
We
people
good
who are
then.
responding, people who are in agreement. Like I said, but if it's something that you really want us to read or get to, just put it in the little question box. That'll make it a little bit easier because it'll pop up and highlight. So when you're in a relationship where you have, okay, so let's do a hypothetical. You're in a relationship, your wife's or your girlfriend or your partner has a friend, female friend, who says all the time, in earshot of you, men are trash, men are dogs, you have the only good man on the planet, men can't be trusted, you're lucky you have a good man, you know, the rest of them out there are garbage, yada, 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 yada. Okay? What are your thoughts on your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other, continuing a friendship with someone who's like that, who has a toxic and negative influence on them?
I can.
Got that?
I'll take this one first. First of all, I'll be low key hyped. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, she got the best nigga out here. That's right. You better talk your shit.
I know that's the part that you pick up on. That's good. I'm glad you took the positive out of that.
So now, where the all men ain't shit and think, or men ain't shit, like I agree. You will never ever hear me disagree with men ain't shit. Nah, there are a good amount of men ain't shit that is out here. We talked about it before. You will never hear me disagree. However, you know, if she continues, like I don't mind her having that friend as long as it doesn't start to affect my woman's thoughts. And I would have the conversations with my woman, like, hey, so how do you feel about it? Like, do you agree with her? You know, what are your thoughts? Not hers, but what are your thoughts? She can continue to be friends because I think that you know, ultimately, no matter how negative, how bad you are, everybody needs a positive friend in your life. But no, it wouldn't really, I wouldn't really bother with it too much. I just know I would never hook her up with one of my friends unless I knew that my friend also was on the same wavelength and they just, you know, they both believe that men and women want shit, or if I thought it was compatible. It depends on how I think the dynamic could go. But outside of that, no, she, you know, I'm comfortable with her feeling the way that she does. And if I'm around during that time, I can be like, oh no, you know, not all men ain't shit. We know that. I'm a firm believer is if it don't apply, then let it fly. So if it don't apply to me, I'm gonna let it fly. Or if it doesn't apply to the men that I know, now if she starts talking directly about one of my friends who I know
yeah.
ain't shit, then that's a different story. In that situation, you know, I'll talk to my woman because that's her friend. I'm like, now you know that, you know, Billy Joe or whoever is like, my bad, Billy Ray is, you know,
Thank you.
I forgot his name for a second. But Billy Ray, you know, he's not, I don't know what Dave talked about and this, that, and the other, but we've both been around him because I do believe that people can sometimes be one way towards one set of people and another way towards a different one. But no, I wouldn't be mad or upset about it because she's entitled to her opinions.
So what if this is like a constant? So anytime she's around, it's just constant negativity.
Oh,
Would
then
you
I
encourage,
tell,
would you encourage your significant other to spend less time with that negative friend, or does that matter to you?
I would encourage her to spend less time with that friend, but I would encourage and talk to my significant other and just like, all right, if we include her, we know that this is going to happen. It's going to bring the moods down, this, that, or the other. So maybe we either don't include her, or if you could talk to her and let her know, like, hey, listen, you're bringing the whole party down whenever you start on this, you know, this rant of yours.
Okay, that's fair. Slim, you look like the cat that ate the canary. Come with it. Come.
Nah, I'm just saying I wouldn't care, honestly. I wouldn't care for the same reason Mr. L just said. Like, you know, that's her opinion, whatever. You know what I mean? If that's the way she feels, that's the way she feels. It's a shame that she's stereotyping and lumping everybody together, but whatever. You know what I mean? I wouldn't discourage my woman to hang around her. I would probably hike on her, you know, make her the butt of some jokes every time I see her because, you know, she always talking shit. You know, she probably need a good stiff one in her. You know what I mean? But
I don't think that's gonna go over too well. Hi.
I'm just saying.
Well then.
I'm just saying. Like, you know, I wouldn't.
Dick
You
don't
know,
fix everything, Slim.
nah, I don't. But
Tell me, please. Penis is not the problem solver. Hi.
you told me verbatim that you slinking it good. You know what I'm saying? It's dangerous and you can change a motherfucker's life. That's what you told me.
Oh
Told me
That's
that
shit.
last week.
that's pussy.
No, you
That's
told me that
the same
shit.
pussy.
No, I got you on audio saying that goes for dick too.
Did I? Did I really?
Definitely did.
Wow. I gotta be mindful of the shit that I say. Jeez, Lord. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
sorry.
You said it. I'm just saying. That's it, Val. Go ahead.
Okay, girl, come, Val.
Okay.
I'm ending it with that.
Oh man. Okay.
Thank you,
I'm gonna
Stay
echo
Fresh.
what
Keep that.
no, what both of you guys said in the beginning. My woman's entitled to her, you know, she's her own person, and everybody's entitled to their own opinions first and foremost, of course, right? So I'm not gonna feel some type of way, just like both of these gentlemen said, if she's hanging around with her. Because again, this is a hypothetical. This is my woman, this is my girlfriend, this is my wife. So I would expect her, as I am a reflection of her, she's a reflection of me as well. So in that sense, I would hope and appreciate if my significant other would talk to that individual. The first thing that I usually do when I hear, oh, all men ain't shit, the first thing I think of, honestly, and this is respectful, this is not disrespectful or anything like that,
Come
is
with
who
it.
hurt you. You know, that's the
No,
first thing
yeah.
that I think of, you know. And obviously, depending on the person, you can't just flat out ask that because they're going to fire at you. You know what I mean? So my thing is just, I would know what happened, you know, and I would just put the bug in her ear, you know, my significant other, like, I wonder what happened. I wonder why she thinks this way, you know, da, 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 da. And then I would be like, if you feel comfortable, maybe you should find out, see why she thinks that way, you know, all that stuff. After that, I mean, that's it. Like Mr. L said, and I think Slim said it too, I'd feel uncomfortable if this individual kept coming around and I'm hanging with her and kind of thing, because it does bring the energy down. You know what I mean? Like, we want to, if we're getting together, let's say we're having drinks or whatever at the house, she comes and then we get on the topic of relationships. Oh, man, ain't shit. Da, da, da. Except you, Val. Yeah, T got a great man. Da, da, da. Like,
Right.
on one hand, yes, that feels great. That feels amazing. I'm not going to lie to you, you know. But on the other hand, it kind of sucks, you know, especially if everybody else is around, you know what I mean? So it would get uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. It would definitely get uncomfortable. But I would hope that my significant other tried to figure out what's up and try to mitigate, help how she's feeling, I guess, yeah.
So I would.
Can we acknowledge though that she is right? Like, men ain't shit.
We're
You
talking
know,
about
Not
women
all
tonight,
of them.
Slim.
Not
We're
I'm
talking
not
all
about
of
all
women
of
them.
them.
tonight,
but
Slim.
I'm
We're
going
talking
to
about the
say,
toxicity of women tonight, Slim.
I'm
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
we
it's
do agree.
not all of them. Not all of them.
I'm
I would
just
not
never
all of them.
agree and
not
say
all
all of
of
them.
them.
Hmm.
I would never agree and say all of them.
So once again, just like there's good in everybody, there's evil in everyone. And so with that, like I just out of respect for my woman, I would tell her beforehand if I decided to say this back. If the friend continued with the men ain't shit, I would ask her. I just be like, okay, what about the women who ain't shit? You know.
Ooh.
And then I'm like, okay, if you only believe that men ain't shit but women aren't shit, then it's a different conversation.
You're looking for a fight.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not looking for a fight.
but
I'm not going in there looking for a fight.
that's when it goes back to, well, men made us this way. You know, we do that's when it's going. I feel like the conversation transitions to, well, this
Yeah,
we
it
only
would
act like
definitely
this
be about
because
the fight.
men, you know, do X, Y, and Z, which I think is bullshit. But you know,
Okay,
I
so let me ask a different question. Within the same realm. So this same friend who forever says that men are garbage, men are trash, men are dogs, men ain't shit. You guys are having a function.
Mhm.
You're in the kitchen. She sidles up to you quietly while everybody's outside, and she's telling you how good you look and how great you look, and you take really good care of yourself. Hold on. And then she says to you, do you have a friend for me who's just like you? Or do you have a cousin or a brother? But she stresses who's just like you because you're so great, because you're so wonderful. But he needs to be just like you. You hear that part, right? That part is integral. He needs to be just like you. Have a friend for me who's just like you? a brother, a cousin, a distant relative
Can
who
I
just
can I
like
tag in?
you,
Can I
I'm
tag in
good.
before Val jumps in here? Because I know Val's ready. I just
I
want to
know
tag in before,
Val's like,
and I'm gonna
come,
let
let me
Val out the.
answer. AJ,
I'm gonna
stop
let
talking.
Val
I
out the
need to
cage.
answer.
Let me just go ahead and say my. I'm gonna say, hey baby, come here real quick. Which one of my friends do you think are just like me? Because your friend wants to
Just
know.
like me.
She's trying to hook me up with
Yes,
somebody who's just like me. So who
just
do you
like
think out
you.
of my friend group is just like me? And I'm gonna let my woman handle it from there. That's it.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
Word.
Val, come Val. Get to it.
Red flag. Flag on the play, okay? Flag on the play. Nope. No. Nope. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Nope. I don't know. I can't because okay. And I believe somebody said it earlier too. People can change. All right? People
Yeah.
can change, their mindsets can change, everybody can learn all that good stuff, okay? But if it's something that's consistent and I know that you haven't done the work to work through it, I'm not gonna put that on my friend. That's it.
I like that. I
Hey
like that.
Val, do you have that little red thing, whatever it is? Do you have that? You use it for your sessions whenever you have couples and you like, oh, flag on the play.
I
He
should.
tosses it.
I
He
should.
tosses it between them.
I like that idea. I'm writing that down.
Slim.
Yo, I probably panic, yo, on some G shit. I probably panic. I probably like, baby, like, come get her. Like, I wouldn't know what to do, yo. I'd be like, nah, that's crazy. I had something like that happen to me back in the day, yo. One of my ex's friends, so my shooter used to call me Mike Zaddy, you know, with the Z and shit. You know how they do and shit, right? When her friends kept calling me that one night at a party, that shit had me hella uncomfortable, yo. Like hella uncomfortable. And to the point where I went to my girl, I was like, yo, you need to tell her to stop that. You know what I mean? I think that's inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's making me uncomfortable. Like, you know, that's your name for me. That's not, don't nobody else call me that except for you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody know that that's what you call me. So why would she, you know what I mean? So,
She's being too familiar. She's being
yeah,
too familiar.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'm gonna ask
Uh-oh.
random question
I don't like that. I'm curious where this is about to go.
I ain't like that
because I
laugh.
hear this. I see memes about it all the time. Do women ever apologize?
No. They just try to
Who
give
said
you some
no?
pussy.
Hold
They just
on.
try to
Who
give
said no?
I did. They just try to give you some pussy and that's it.
I don't even know how I feel about that response.
Do you apologize, AJ?
See?
You know what? We're not talking about
Nah, I need a
me.
yes or no. Are you a woman, AJ? Do you apologize?
I do.
Think,
No, you
but
know
I feel
what?
like
You
there's a
have to
but
think
though.
about that
You
shit,
you
though.
you really do have to think about that.
You know what? No, I did because I wanted to give an honest and a fair answer, and I didn't want to give an answer that contradicted the truth. So I wanted to give a truthful and fair answer. I do my best to apologize for the simple fact that, and this not even because of me, but because I raise children and I want them to be better than I am, and I want them to do better. And also because I've raised a daughter and I want her to understand that her sexuality and her femininity, it's a privilege to be a woman, but it's not something that you take advantage of over people. It's not something that you hold over a person where you know that you're wrong and you want to bawl and shed tears and be wrong and strong. You can't do that, right? As much as it may hurt your heart to say sorry, when you're wrong and when you fuck up, apologize. If the person is gonna people will make you feel bad because you fucked up and you hurt them, you have to hug that because the person is not obligated to accept your apology. They're not obligated, to say, okay, well, it's fine. They're entitled to feel how they feel because of the way that you made them feel, and you need to own it and you need to say sorry. So it was a process for me. It took years and it took time. Sometimes I don't apologize, but the majority of the time, I would say 95% of the time, I do. I try to.
Okay, so I have a question. I have two
Bro.
questions. Do you say something in the times that you don't apologize, that you wasn't apologizing? Were you saying something in the realm of an apology?
Oh
Like
no, this is the fuck you.
It
It's
was
an
just a fuck
absolute
you all
fuck
around?
you. I'm done. I don't give a fuck. I'm not apologizing about
Okay.
shit. I'm done.
I can dig it. I
And
ain't got a problem apologizing as a man. But my other thing on this is that as a woman, if you're gonna apologize, You need to apologize and mean that shit. Like, if you're not
I
gonna
do.
mean that shit, don't
I agree.
apologize out of fucking appeasement. You know what I'm saying? Or don't
Yes.
apologize and become a habitual whatever the fuck you apologizing about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like mean that shit, yo. That's all I'm saying.
So I have
And I tell my daughter that shit. My daughter right now, 7 years old, she got this fucking issue where she keeps apologizing for every fucking thing in the world. And I'm trying to tell her, like, yo, stop apologizing, reserve that shit, because
Yes.
they become wuss tickets at one point. You know what I mean? They don't mean shit. You know what I mean? So save your apologies for when you mean that shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and if you don't mean it, don't say it, because your word is your bond, yo. Like,
I agree. I
so
definitely agree.
I have two
So,
things. Trying to figure out which direction I want to go with this. Right. All right. So we're gonna take Dom, Mr. L, out of it for a second and just go back to
thank
the
you.
regular. Oh, we're gonna come back to him. Don't worry.
All right.
So the first thing that I'm gonna say is that it feels as though men will apologize. We have no issue with apologizing most times, but then do we still fuck up and do the same shit that we just apologized for? Yes.
well, I'm talking
Women
about
won't
men.
apologize. I'm bringing it back. I got you.
Okay.
Women won't apologize sometimes, most times, but they won't fuck up the same way again. Men will apologize and fuck up the
Smart about
same
it.
way.
Yeah.
Women won't apologize, but we want to hear that apology. Now, Don, Mr. L, is coming in here. If I know you fucked up and you know that you fucked up, then I'm gonna do whatever. If I gotta tie you up to some shit, if I gotta punish you, whatever, bend you over my knee, it doesn't matter. Grab you by your hair, jack you, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna, and then when I get you in that moment and I get that apology and I get that I'm sorry, sir, it won't happen again. I understand. Then we can go on.
This guy's fucking crazy.
Okay, so let me ask a random question then. If she doesn't apologize, but she cooks you a really great meal and she sucks your dick and throws some pussy on you like she's never thrown some pussy on you before, is that an acceptable apology, or do you
No,
need a verbal
no.
apology?
I want to hear that verbal because I know that you're so resistant from giving me that verbal. I'm going to get that fucking verbal out of you. No,
Okay,
because
so
I
hold
know
on.
that you're so reserved with it. Nah, I want that verbal. Cooking me a good meal? No, that's not.
You know
You can
that's
throw
nice.
pussy on me for a good anniversary? No. You can give me the best head of my life on a fucking random Wednesday? No. But you won't apologize? No, I want the fucking apology. I want to hear it. I'm a man of words. I want to hear it out of your mouth. I want to hear that, hey, I'm sorry, Mr. L. I won't do it again. I understand. No, you can throw all the amazing pussy that you want on me. You can cook my favorite dessert, which is apple pie, by the way. It doesn't fucking matter. I
You gotta
still
slip
want to
that
hear
in there.
that. I'm sorry, Mr. L. It won't happen again. Yes, sir. Then we're good.
Okay, hold on. So do you take the apology adages and the apology, or do you just want the apology without the adages?
So she's gonna know straight up that because I'm pretty clear cut with it. You're gonna know straight up that you do all that shit. So anybody who may come in contact with Mr. L with a sub relationship, whatever that may be listening on this live, this is your warning. You know, Mr. L will still take all that shit, but I'm still gonna get the apology. No, that's up to you. You're gonna know straight off the gate that you can do all that shit and it still doesn't matter. I want my fucking apology.
All right.
Okay, Val?
But, wow.
Lord,
Oh,
I've been
wait,
waiting for
sorry,
this
Slim.
one. Oh my
Val,
goodness.
Slim,
Yeah.
Val.
All right. So, somebody beat me to it already. Okay.
Words carry weight.
It was the wife actually. Apology
Yeah,
languages are very different, right?
yeah.
So everyone's different. Now, if you know how you would like to be apologized to, then I would say like that's one of the best things for anybody to know how you would like to be apologized to. Okay. So for example, I'm just going to use myself. If you did something wrong, for example, right? I would like you to say what you did wrong, as opposed to just saying I'm sorry, because it's like you could just be saying it in passing. You know what I mean? Like I'm sorry, and in their head, you're just like I'm just gonna say sorry, get over it, call it a day. No, I do want you to understand what happened, why the apology needs to be had, and how we can work through not having whatever happened again happen again. Because I can't say that I'm going to expect it to not happen again because we already know what's up with expectations. We should not have them, you know but I would try to work with them to make sure that whatever it was doesn't happen. And I want the same thing vice versa as well. Like if I did something wrong, I'm going to look for what the hell I did that was wrong, say what I'm saying sorry about, be sincere about it, gotta be both ways, be sincere about it, and try to move forward together. Um, some people, like with Mr. L was saying, like some people take, having sex, getting their dick sucked, all that stuff, whatever, they take that as an apology. That's for
Yeah.
them. I can't knock that because that's their apology language. That's on them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if that's not talked about with somebody, and the woman is expecting, oh well, I'm just going to do this, this, and this, and they're gonna get over it, they're gonna get in hard reality check. You know, like that's not an apology. That's you trying to skate by. You know what I mean? You made me my favorite food. I see you. I see you working on that apology. You know,
Right.
you're
But
talking to me and all. That's exactly. You know, we have to have that conversation. Have that conversation. Let me know why you're sorry. Be sincere about it, and let's move forward together.
okay. Mr. L, I don't know if you've like muted your screen if you can still hear me. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
can still hear you.
Casey said, I have to read this comment because this comment's priceless.
All right.
She said, what if they bake you an apple pie and they write on top of it, I'm sorry. Would that suffice?
Would that suffice? Oh,
Yeah.
all right. So before I
That was
answer, I do want to say that I'm going to leave the live and jump back in because I do want to see these comments. I feel a little off because I don't get a chance to see the comments.
That's fair.
And I feel as though I'm not interacting with everybody. But
Yeah,
I
no
will
worries.
answer it before I do jump off. No.
Okay.
No, because you're still avoiding the fact that you're trying not to say it through your mouth, through your lips. That apple pie, that's cool, great. Thank you for it. But no, you're still resisting the main thing that you are trying not to do. And the main thing I want to hear, especially if I know that you don't want to say that I'm sorry. No, I still need to hear it from you because then I know that you mean it. If you put it in a pie, I'm gonna eat the pie. The pie's fucking going. I can't eat that. I'm sorry. No, I want to hear it through your mouth. Hey, I am sorry. Because
Right.
then, because I know that you do not want to say it, the fact that you do say it tells me that you're sorry. Now, dealing with braps, they'll usually go back a little bit later and be like, nah, fuck that apology. You know it wasn't sincere. Nah, we know that shit was sincere. I bet, but I do know deep down that shit is sincere because I'm gonna do some shit to make sure that that apology is sincere. I'm gonna jump out the live and jump back in while AJ is rolling her eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. So I'm gonna wait for Mr. L to come back because the next question is it's not a heavy question, but I think it's a really important question because, and not to say that there aren't men who respond in this type of way, but I almost feel like a lot more women make this statement than men. And the statement is, that's just how I am. That's just how I am. That's just how I am. I've always been like this. That's just how I am. And maybe I'm misgendering it, and I don't mean to do that, but I honestly feel like, you know, speaking on behalf of women, I feel like we say that far more often than men do as an excuse to not really deal with certain behaviors. So, yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh, there we go. Oops. Okay, and we have a question in the question box. Okay, how do you guys feel about looking through your significant other's cell phone? That's a
And we bad.
Ooh.
So how do you guys feel about looking through your significant other's cell phone?
I had to grow out of that. I mean, I had to grow out of
We'll come back to the question that I asked. Like I'll ask it in its entirety. I know we preface it, but let's get to that question. How do you feel about going through your significant other going through your cell phone?
I'll take that first.
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead, Val.
Okay, I think that's a very touchy subject, and I'm gonna be very honest, okay, because I do say this in my sessions as well. So shoot me if you want, but understand the reasoning. Now, if an individual has solid, and I mean rock solid, 100% evidence that there is something that's going on, and they did not go through the phone, okay,
Right.
they did not go through it. They got this. They approached their individual about this, their significant other about this. Again, you know the truth. You know the truth. They lied to you about it. Then, if you're going to ask me, should you go through the phone? I'm going to say to do your due diligence. And if you want to show them that you know the truth, and that's the way that you want to do it through the phone, I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to say, okay. Because at that point, you have your proof. You didn't even go through the phone at first. You
Right.
have your proof. They're disrespecting you by lying to you in your face, okay? Now, you get your proof. You show them your proof. Now, I mean, we've seen this happen before. They're going to try to turn it back on you. Why'd you go through my phone? Privacy this, privacy that. You know what I mean? I'm with you 110%. Truly am, okay? But again, this person is your significant other for a reason. Y'all not dating. Significant other, relationship. That's at least that's how I see it. Okay. You're lying about it. You're in the wrong. Men and women. Okay, you're in the wrong. They're gonna show you their proof. What are you gonna say about it then? You know what I mean? So in that instance, and that's the only instance that I'm speaking of, I believe, yes, I don't feel bad about somebody doing that.
I think my phone is buffering. Oh, there we go. Okay.
You're back? Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
I'm interested in what the other guys got to say.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for like the
What's up?
responses. Wanted.
Oh,
Mr.
for
L.
me, I mean, my thing is just like, just don't. I shouldn't be giving you a reason to go through, my phone. I won't go through your phone. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I was always like that. I've been through, my girl's phone in the past. I found things in the past. You know what I'm saying? There's times when I've been right when I go through a girl's phone too, like in the past too, like because you have, men. I guess men have intuition as well, or just people have intuition, I should say. But But as of now, the way I am now, there's no need for you. Don't touch my phone. You know what I mean? Don't go through my phone. If I ask you to hand me my phone, just hand me my phone. If somebody texts me in transition of you handing me my phone, don't read it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is being nosy. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm gonna come back to that. Mr. L.
Sorry, I had to get a sip of tequila before I answer this question.
We're doing tequila tonight. All right, sure.
It's the move. All right. In my ideal relationship, I'm perfectly fine with my partner having the passcode to my phone, being able to go, in my phone. Like Slim said, I do not want to give you, the idea that something is going on to the fact that you do need to go through my phone. But in a case where if that's the only way that you can feel like you can trust me because of all the shit that's happened in the past, I'm fine with starting that, because once I'm in a relationship, all the extra shit, the flirting, all the other stuff goes out the window.
Yeah.
It's you and I do my best to go through and delete all the shit in my phone. I have like over 2,000 pictures and videos in my phone, so it may take a while. So don't be mad because I got something in there from like January 2018 that I just didn't get to delete.
Right.
But still, like I'm comfortable with my partner being able to like, oh, hey babe, like let me see your phone, because they want to look at something, and if they just so happen to go browsing through it, they don't see some shit because they're my partner. I'm respectful of their thoughts and opinions. However, I do want them to also understand that people do text me things that they're texting to me in secrecy or in confidence that it stays with me. Whether it's some of my boys or some of my homegirls, it doesn't matter. I feel like sometimes I'm like the therapist for my friends, so they may tell me shit that they don't want anybody else knowing. And it's okay for my partner not to know these things because it's dealing with a friend that doesn't directly affect her. If it was something that I felt as though it would directly affect her, I would tell her that. But I would want her to understand, like, hey, babe, such and such is texting me because they got some real personal shit going on that they do not want anybody else knowing other than me. As long as she understands that, then I'm perfectly fine. Like I've been through a phone once. It only took me one time. And I found some shit. And it was, y'all know me, I'm an exhibitionist. If y'all listen to my episodes, I'm an exhibitionist. We were sitting there doing our thing, just got done recording a nice little video of us. And then boom, she's going to clean up. And I go through the phone and I see some shit and I'm like, yo, this ruins the whole mood, ruins the whole relationship. And we talked about it later or whatever. She had an issue that I went through the phone. I had an issue that X, Y, and Z was being said or sent. So in future, relationships and things, just understand that, hey, if there's something that pops up, it's because, hey, babe, they are trusting me that it stays with me and only me. Yes.
Sorry. For whatever reason, it's cutting us short. It's going to time out in about 13 seconds, which means they're going to have to restart the live. It's never done that before, so
Instagram's tired of our shit.
Yeah, it's timing out. So we're going to come back. We still have a couple more questions.